Hello, hello, hello. We're back in the room. Indeed we are. And how are you? How are you? Oh, let's get comfortable. Let's get comfortable. How's everyone been? Is everyone good? Is everyone okay? Good. Dog cam. There is no dog. Dog cam inactive. So, Bom, bom. Bye, bye. Oh, they're starting thick and fast tonight. But it doesn't matter. Because, you know, we're just doing what we do. Hopefully everyone's been okay. I don't think there's anybody there. Nobody's there at the moment, so that's good. How is everyone? Is it just me? Is it just me? I think it's just me. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I don't know. Jason's in. He says, I'm in. Well, thank God for that. I thought it was just imposters for a minute then. But there we go. And we don't want imposters, do we? We don't want imposters. No. Bjorn is in. He's in as well. Everyone's in. Fasano's in. He says good evening. They're coming in now. This is it. We're getting there. Immediately. First one in.
Oh my goodness.
Immediately blocked. Oh, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good. It's good because that's one of his old. Must be one of his old accounts. You see. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. And he says, evening, Darren. He was promised. How's you? I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. There is news. We have news. News that has annoyed the troll, which is good. We love it when the troll's annoyed. Kitten Care's in. They say, I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm all right. RJC says, evening. Indeed. Again, we've got it on the old subscriber-only mode. So it subscribes for 4 weeks or longer. We've already blocked one imposter. So you have to be quicker than that, I'm afraid. You have to be quicker than that. It's boringly predictable. So, like I say, it's going to take more than you to stop me. But yeah, I'm just waiting for a few more people. Remember, need some likes. There's 0 likes. We need more likes. Hit me with some likes. So yeah. Whew. Been a bit warm. Been a bit warm today, isn't it? Been a bit humid. And a bit close, isn't it? A bit close to the old weather. But yeah. I think this is it. When there's no one. So it's good to see you back again. Can't get that crows. Where have I been? I've not been anywhere. I'm always here. Well, what? I'm here daily. You know. Kitten says, "Oh, damn crazy trolls. I've seen those problems on the rebroadcast." Yeah, again, it's all a bit sad, but you know, that's why everyone is a moderator now. They love me. They love me so much that they give me all their attention, and I really don't know what to do. You know, I'm kind of flattered, you know, that they should give me all this attention when really I don't deserve it. But like I say, we have stories. We have stories to tell. But I'm waiting for more people to arrive, and then we'll talk about it. Andy says, I'm glad you're not throwing it in. Don't let the trolls win. I'm not. What? Who said I'm throwing it in? I'm not throwing anything in. I'll quit when I don't have to do this. It won't be because of them, it'll be because I don't need to do it. Won't be long. Won't be long now. Won't be long. But no, I mean, they're just silly people. We don't worry about them. But yeah. Of course, a bit quiet tonight though. Bit quiet. I guess in the past, all those viewers have been fake accounts. So very intimate tonight. Very intimate. Very intimate one. Yeah. Very intimate. What should we talk about? What does anyone want to talk about? For someone who says, don't let all the attention go to your head, I can't help it. You know what I'm like. I'm just a massive big head. Widen the doors, everyone. Widen the doors. I'm beginning to think that, all those accounts in the past have been fake. Fake. So yeah. Anyone got any topics? Anybody want to? Again, I can't do this without your help. Otherwise, I'll just talk in circles, and that will be boring. That will be very, very boring. But remember, for uninhibited access, do subscribe, do join. It only takes £1 to join the club, as it were, and it makes it a lot easier for me to get rid of all the stupid people, because there's a lot of them out there. Oh, no, there isn't. There's just one. There's one. Kitten says, is it still hot in Europe, or has it calmed down? Well, yeah, it was the stupid heat wave has gone, but we do. Again, we're British. We don't have any air conditioning, so as soon as the summer, comes rolling in, especially where we live, which is like a brick kiln, even the nice days become unbearable in here because it's a flat and it's very well insulated, and the windows don't open very wide now because we've got new windows. In the old days, we had more windows and we could open them. Now we have the same amount of window space but less openable windows, if that makes sense. Before we had 2 that we could open, now we only have 1. That's useful. Again, I think that's to save the planet, I believe. We're saving the planet by melting the Locke family. Hey! But I can't see what the internal heat is in Locke Towers. We get very warm. Very, very warm. But no, today was very humid. Very humid. It was cloudy and it was cold and warm at the same time, which is always an indicator of wet or stormy weather. But we didn't get that. Oh, I've got the date wrong. I've put the 26th of July. It's the 2nd of August. Oh, that will not do, Darren. That will not do. Oh, it's because I was in a hurry because I had to take the dog out. Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. There we go. I fixed it now. So humid it was. Very humid. Andy says, we'd always talk about Pink Floyd. Do we have to? Do we have to? I don't want to. I don't even want to. Oops. Have I turned the screen on? Whoopsie. Because I've got these buttons. These are hotkeys for when I do look, I can do that as well. Hotkeys. And I didn't turn the hotkeys off. I just do that all night, couldn't I? That's fun. I should really fix that. Type in a number. I triggered the end credits. Very unprofessional. But I don't even care that about that animals reissue. I think I've been waiting so long. I don't really care. There's nothing in it that really interests me. I don't know. I just can't. I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. Can anyone be bothered? I can't. I can't be bothered. Jay says, bought a new subwoofer recently and played Public Image Limited album. Boy, that Ginger Baker can bash them drums. Yeah, it's funny appeared on that. I've only ever owned 2 subwoofers. My first one got blown up when the shop we had was struck by lightning. I shit you not. We were struck by lightning. We were flooded, and then car crashed into us. But yeah, the lightning hit, and it actually, because there was a steel beam running through it arced. Seriously, it was in the room. Boom, and it blew my amp, my Sony amp that I had, and the subwoofer. Because of course we had the TV on for the kids, and boom. Well, it was just Ferry at that point, and so I had to buy another subwoofer, and I didn't enjoy it. Now I've got a really big subwoofer, which is because that's all I could get. This was a nice little matching L-Tax one that I had. And story of the subwoofer. That's what you're coming for. Bjorn says, weather always gets the conversation going. Indeed, let's talk about the weather. I feel a bit warm now, to be honest. Let me put the fan on. Can you hear that? It's a bit noisy. I've got hiccups now. It's a bit noisy. Oh, that's too noisy. I can't have that on. I think this is all we're going to get. It's 22 people in. Obviously, all the others have been imposters because crazy is crazy is. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a story. Who wants to hear a story? Well, oh, Russell's in. Hello, mate. Thought I'd pop by and say how you've been. Well, I don't know. How am I? It's hard to, how have I been? How have I been? How have you been? Where are you? Where are you, Russell? Whereabouts are you in the world? Because Russ, you should know where I've been because you follow me on the old Facebook, don't you? But Russell is he's from Australia, where the weather's always warm, and yeah, so it's unusual to have him in because was it early hours of the morning? I don't know, is it lunchtime? Could be lunchtime in Australia at the moment. So he's putting another shrimp on the barbie. He will never come back now. He will never come back. Now, mind you, is it autumn? It's autumn in Australia now. Or is it winter? We're in summer, so they'll be in winter. So it's Christmas. It's Christmas for them. Oh, it hurts just thinking about it. It hurts my head just trying to think about. I know where you're from. I was joking. Manky Poot's in. I hope it's really me. We'll never know. We will never know. But I was going to tell you a story. Who wants to hear a story? Hands up. Hands up if you want to hear a story. Well, if you follow me on the Facebooks, Russell already knows this story, Russ, don't you? And what I'm going to tell you. What story am I going to tell? Come on, Russ, guess the story. I'm involving him. Merry Christmas, indeed. Merry Christmas, one and all. Do put your turkey on the barbie, I believe. But remember to remove the giblets. So anyway, this is a story. It's a sad story. I think it's a sad story. Anyway, at the weekend, I received a letter. It was by recorded post. Funny thing is I didn't check the letterbox that day. We have a post box. Because of the hate mail, I don't have a letterbox in the door. I have an actual post box. Anyway, so I didn't check the post, and it was recorded delivery. The postman didn't ring the bell. Not my new fancy video doorbell that records everybody that stands on the doorstep. Oh no, very security minded, you see. And he didn't ring the doorbell, so I didn't find out this letter until I'd come back with the dog. Nearly midnight, because we went out late. Because it's cooler then for the dog, because she doesn't like the warm weather. So I checked the post box and there was this letter, and it's like, oh, I don't know the handwriting, and it's registered delivery. So I very gingerly opened it in the kitchen just in case there was anthrax inside. Seriously, that's what my life is like. You never know. But it wasn't anthrax. It was actually a letter from someone I don't know, but telling me something about somebody I did know. A chap called Alan Harwood who did used to pop by. I used to sell him guitars. I used to joke about if he did pop in, I say, Alan, do you want to buy any more guitars off me? Because he bought a few guitars off me back in the past. And he was one of the original. He was one of the founding Old Faithful. The earliest record of him buying one of my CDs goes back to Americana. That was 2013. But I think even before then, he may have helped me out. And he was somebody who's like been a patron and helped me with sent me money occasionally. Christmas, here, something for the kids. Because people are kind and nice and they care. And he supported Verity's comics. When she put out her comics and wrote nice reviews. And he was he asked how the kids were and how the family is, like you all do, and I knew he'd been ill earlier in the year, and I made a couple of videos. It was a series. I made a video series about ambient music. The funny thing is recently I took them down. Something told me to take them down. I thought Alan's finished with them now. He won't need them. Weird, because I don't usually take videos down unless I feel that they're old or whatever, but something said take them down. Alan doesn't need them anymore. But I made them because he was ill, and I wanted to cheer him up because, you know, even though some of you think I'm a rotten bastard and like to harass me, you know, I'm not, because you don't know me. You just project things onto me because you're sad individuals. But anyway, in this letter explained that Alan had passed away in May, and you know, it was sudden. It wasn't expected. It wasn't anything to do with his illness. You know, he'd been ill, but it wasn't like connected to that. They didn't go into detail. This is a friend of his who'd known him for a very long time, and she's now the executor of his estate. And Alan, she said, Alan talked about you and your family to her, you know, a lot. And when I told her via email that, you know, you'd been supporting me for such a long time, she goes, God, I didn't know it went back that far, you know, because it's nearly like 10 years. But yeah, she's the executor of his will, and he's left me his guitar collection. And it's like, wow. Now, one, I'm just humbled that he spoke about us in such nice terms and supported me all these years. And again, when I read that he died, I cried, you know, because it was like, it's shocking, you know. I was worried initially with the letter. I thought I owed him money, you know, because you worry. That's maybe that was why I cried. But it was only when I turned it over, because it was a multiple page letter, that I read the second bit, and that was a shock. And I stopped crying. I gasped. I was like, you know, because I wasn't expecting that. You don't. It's an incredibly generous thing, and it's a very nice thing that he's done. And some of those guitars that I sold him will be coming back, and that's really weird. You know, it's all very strange. It's been on my mind ever since I got the letter. It's been swishing around that someone could be so nice, and you know, and I don't deserve it. I really don't. You know. But it's a big collection, and I don't know what I'm going to do, because it's a big collection of guitars. And I've seen some of them. Yes, the lady sent me some photographs. She's going to be sending me some more. But I ain't got room. I'm going to have to get a lockup. I've turned into Norm's Rare Guitars. It's not funny. So yeah, it's a real logistical issue here, because I'm going to have to sell some of them because we haven't got the room, and I can't afford the fees for a lockup. And this is a flat, and it's bad enough with these. I was actually, you know, I'm trying to sell some of these, but now it's like, let's put that on hold, because I've got this other thing to think about, because, you know, there might be some guitars in that I can swap out, you know, and, you know, I don't want to sell a guitar and then, oh look, there's a guitar that I could swap, you know, it's complicated. But yeah, Alan was incredibly generous and an amazing fellow for supporting me and just talking about us, and you know, and she said that he was such a fan of the music and really liked my guitar work, and it's like, you know, that's what really got me, because, you know, you do this week in and week out, and the music stuff especially. This is easy. This, you know, I do this because I enjoy it and I like talking to you, and it's our little club, you know, it's our little gang, and it's never going to be busted by some fucking deranged loon. All right. So, yeah, that really hit home, because I've been in a bit of a negative headspace recently. It's been for a while. It's because of the whole illness thing, and again, my little finger doesn't do what I want it to do anymore, which is a bit of a problem if you play guitar. So I was thinking, you know, maybe I want to just sell all the guitars and just pare it back to a couple of instruments. You know, I was thinking about that, and, you know, just stop doing the music, and, you know, because I'm working on like 3 or 4 things at once, and I'm doing this one piece, and I'm doing Americana 2, and, you know, I've got lots of things I'm doing, but I've been kind of in a bit of a rut, because I've lost, you know, you lose a bit of confidence in yourself, and this kind of just blew my mind, you know, to know that somebody out there that liked what you was doing so much that they were to put their guitar collection in your care. Now I've got Lenny's guitar, you know, in the loft. I've been looking after his guitar since when was it? 1989. Lenny, if you're watching, I doubt it, and I wish I could remember your surname, because I would have searched you out and found you and have given your dad's guitar back. You know, so there's a part of me that doesn't want to sell this collection, because someone's entrusted it to me, and I think that's it's a special covenant. It's a special thing. It's a special responsibility. But then there's the practical side of me. Says, Darren, you got no room. You're going to be basically sleeping on guitars and sitting on guitars and sleeping on guitars and wearing guitars. I know, because it's too big. It's too big a collection. Unless I have them mounted on the walls, but I don't think we've got enough walls. So yeah, that was the news, and it's just a truly humbling thing. And again, I've now got the worry of this whole thing happening. It's like, oh God, because it's such a big responsibility. But then there's another part of me which is really excited, because it's like, wow, because there's guitars that I would never have bought, that I'd never have tried, I'd never think of trying, and I might find a guitar that I absolutely love. Because I'm going to keep a couple, obviously, because they're Alan's guitars, and I want to honour him. But I will be documenting the guitars, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I say that because I could drop dead. On my other channel, and I'm going to do the Alan Harwood collection series, where I document each and every guitar that is in that collection, as it were. So that's my way of honouring him, and I'm going to try and get a bench or a plaque or something put somewhere so people remember him, because I think he lived on his own, and I don't think he had any family. I don't know. I didn't want to probe too much with these details, but I get upset thinking about it, because I'm a big sentimental idiot, that you could just be on your own, and the internet is your family. And I know he was part of a couple of different communities, and they were very shocked. Again, I didn't know. I do this, but I'm not somebody who's like out there. I don't go around forums and stuff like that. So if you see me posting, it ain't me. I don't do any of that stuff. You find me on Facebook making jokes about Mr. and Mrs. Wilcox, but on the enemy page, that's me. Got a little tick, you see. That's how you know it's me. So yeah, this is the news. And it's really astounding and humbling, and it's made me reevaluate everything, and it's like, wow. And again, it upset Verity, because she knew his name from what he did, buying and supporting a comic that she was doing, and yeah, it's sad. So we lost one of the old faithful, and this is it. We're only passing through, and we should all be nice to each other, and we should all get along, instead of being idiots, and and that's that. So yeah, that was the news. There we go. Thank you for watching. There you go. Angelo says Anthrax. That's a throwback. Okay, Ricin then, just for you, Ricin. Kitten says, sounds like a very nice person indeed. Andy says, Rip, I'm sorry for your loss. Well, again, I only knew him, through him buying CDs, and I'd sign, like I know Russell or the other people that I've met, via this place. You know people, but you don't know them. You know them on a level. There's levels of knowing, if you know what I mean, levels of friendship, but it's just a shame, really, isn't it? It's just a shame. I wish I could have met him. I wish I could have, You have these interactions, and then they've gone. It was like when Henk died, Henk and his dog. Because a chap on Facebook, again, I think he may have passed by here. He died, oh God, was it earlier in the year? And he used to send me pictures of his dog, Wally. Lovely border collie. And because if I talked about Henry, go, oh, Wally says hello, and he died, and that really upset me, because I'm a sentimental old fool, because I have feelings. So yeah, I mean, this is it. You make connections with people on the internet, and sometimes I can be a little bit dismissive, because there are a lot of jokers out there who want to get inside your head and upset you, but there are a lot of genuine people too, who will follow you into hell and back and support you, and those people are few and far between. And if you do support me and you do help me out, I value you totally and utterly, because, like I say, it's hard to get support. Even if you download the stuff for free and enjoy it and leave a thumbs up or a good review, you know, that's important too. You know, it's not about, I don't really think it's all about money, because it's not. Just positive support, you know, positive support, because you see the grief I get doing this, and I'm nobody, you know, I'm no one, but obviously I'm someone to someone somewhere, and I was someone to Alan Harwood, and that's, like I say, that's something that, again, I was never left anything by my grandparents. I was never left anything by my mum. Yeah, she had an inheritance, but it buried her, you know. But there was nothing for me when my father died. Nothing for me, not even a letter, nothing. So this is the first time anyone's ever left me anything, and that's really weird. That's a weird feeling as well, you know. As like I say, it's a burden. It's a very strange feeling to have, you know. And I keep again. It's that act is swishing around in my head. It's not the guitars. I'm not thinking about them. It's the act that someone could get their affairs in order and include me in it. You know, when I'm nobody, I'm no one. You know, it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, we'll move on. Kitten says we'll need a bigger corner. Absolutely. I refer you to the song "House Full of Shit." It's a very good song. Go look at it. Main computer said at least keep one of his guitars as a remembrance. Well, I'll probably keep a couple. Maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I only seen one picture, and out of those guitars, you know, there's one definite keeper. But it's hard. It's hard, you see, because guitars, you can see a guitar, and you might like a guitar. You might think that guitar, and you try and go, that's not the guitar. And then you'll see another guitar, and you go, that's not the guitar. And you're trying to go, wait a minute, this is the guitar. It's like my black one, my black Strat. I had no interest in Fenders, and then I tried it and went, oh, wait a minute, this is the guitar. So it's hard to say. I'll have to try all of them. And there's basses, there's crikey, there's an LTD 5-string fretless, which I had. I didn't sell that one to him, but it's like he bought the guitars I've sold so he could give them back to me. It's very strange. That's weird. The Glissanta, Godin, hopefully will be coming back. I haven't seen it in the pictures, but I did sell it to him. I did offer to buy it back from him, but he said no. So I did offer to buy some of these guitars back, you know, because he said he'd retired, and I said, well, if you ever need any money, you know, if you ever need any help, let me know, and I'll see if I can, you know, maybe buy something back, because, you know, that's the kind of guy I am, you know. So it's going to be odd, especially getting back guitars I've sold. That's never happened before. That's a weird one, you know. So yeah. Bjorn says, sorry for your loss. Thanks for sharing the story. Well, again, it's our loss. It's not just my loss. It's our loss, because he was part of this. He's part of this community, so it's our loss, you know. And he lurked in the corner. Sometimes he'd say hello. But, you know, this is the thing. And I'd often shout out to him, Alan, I've got a guitar I want to sell. Hoping that he'd be keeping an eye on my eBay sales, you know. But yeah, no, it just came out as a complete shock, and I'm still processing it. I don't think I'm going to stop processing it. You know, it's just such a big thing, isn't it? I've never experienced inheritance, I guess. I guess that's what it's called. Like this, you know, yeah, you know, when my grandparents died, I got a couple of quid, but it weren't anything. You know, I couldn't buy anything with it. You know, it's my mum went ill, it's a couple of quid. You know, but not an inheritance per se. But yeah, a weird one. Sonic says, very nice story for all the negative crap about social media. Nice to hear people can make connections like this, and sad that your mate has passed. Exactly, it's it's, you know, it's not all bad. That's one thing we can draw about it. But again, the good people are lonely people, and the bad people are lonely people too. They're, you know, it's the same thing. It's just it's life, isn't it? Really, You can decide. You have a choice to be good or bad. You have a choice to be positive or negative. It's purely binary. It's purely a binary choice. You're either on or off, black or white, hot or cold, you know, male or female, good or bad. It's a binary thing. And again, with the internet, you can be positive or negative. You know, it's your choice. It's your choice. You know. And this is why we're here. Andy says, I've been getting really weird video sessions from that Don't Rock Clips channel. What's the deal with that? I don't know. Why are you asking me? I don't know anything about it. Why don't you go and ask the person that's doing it? You know, I'm not looking at it anymore. He had one night of attention, and that's that. Andy Davison. So you're asking the wrong person. Mention it again, you will be blocked forever. All right, because I don't want to know about it. New rule: any mention of that arsehole will be blocked. I think that's a good rule. I like that rule. That feels like a strong, confident rule. Andy says, in the words of a wise old man, oh wait, I'm still here. I've always loved your irreverence. Well, that's it. I'm still here, man. You can't get rid of me. Unless I win the lottery or get a job. Or find a really old Gibson in this collection of guitars. Or maybe 2, or maybe 3. And then I'm gone. Well, no, the music channel will still be here, but this, I won't be doing this anymore. it'll be members only. It'll be members only, private, you know, for the real fans, you know. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy what I do. You know, this is it. And if you don't enjoy it, well, I'm sorry. There's plenty of other people out there to go and harass, isn't there? So, anyone else? Anybody else? Anyone else want to talk about something? Because I think I did a good chat there. You got some good chat. Very quiet tonight. It's almost like everybody was fake. Oh dear. Anyone? Any more for any more? Because I'll stop right now. And we'll just do half an hour. What do you reckon? Oh, you've done it again, man. Bye bye. See, this sicko now comes on as Alan Harwood and leaves me messages. He started at the very beginning, and that's what I'm up against, you know. Ah, boy, absolute fruit loop, you know. It's all rather sad, but you know, what can you expect? I haven't got much to do. Bjorn says, at least the fakes contributed to the conversation. Did they, Bjorn? I don't know, did they? Sam says, ever watched any of the Commonwealth Games? No. Because I'm not really doing sport at the moment. Not really interested. Fakey fake. Like you. Everyone's a fake, remember that. I mean, you wouldn't want to get blocked, would you? Grant says, sorry for your loss, please don't get mad. I'm asking out of curiosity, would you ever consider working at a newsagents you have experience? Ha! No. No, I'm not working with the public ever again. I can't, unless I owned it, but I'm not going to own it. But I can't work in a shop unless I own it. Because people are scum. And I'm not going to put up with people being rude to me. Because I'd last about an hour, probably. And if someone's rude, I go, oi, what's your problem, mate? Because that's who I am. And that's what I did in my own shop. And no, I can't for health reasons. I can't work standing up all day because of my feet. With my feet, I can't do it. Can't be done, Grant. Sorry. And I don't want to do that. I'm not actually trained. I'm not actually trained to do that. I'm actually a trained journalist, you know, media. How do you think I can talk and do all this stuff? I used to write for a living, remember? And that's what I do, you know. So I'm not doing that ever again. So you can get that idea out of your head. Andy wants to know how much all the guitars are worth. I don't know. Again, I have no idea. I imagine, again, it all depends. They could all be Squires, couldn't they? They could all be Squires, or they could all be Gibson 1952s or whatever, or Fender 64s. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't comment. I don't know. I do not know. I just know that there's a lot of them, and it's going to take a lot to sell, because there's a lot of them, and it's a real big undertaking. So, but we'll come to that bridge. Again. I don't know what they are. I've seen a picture of a number of them, and there's a mixture. But again, I without actually seeing them and seeing the serial numbers and smelling them, I don't know. The solicitor is talking about having a valuation, like having an auctioneer come into, because they've got to value it as part of the estate, because I think they pay it in tax. I don't know, inheritance tax or something. I do not know. I do not know what this is all about. But it's got to be valued before it can be released. So I ain't getting these guitars for, I don't know, ages yet. I'm hoping it's not in the winter, because everything's a drag to deal with. I'd rather it be now, because it's summer, and it's not too bad dealing with things. But winter is a right drag. But I don't know. Who knows? If it gets us out of debt, then I certainly won't be back. Ha ha. But yeah, it could do that. It could, if they're good guitars. But if they're not, and also you've got to remember, at the moment I'm finding it very hard to sell guitars, because all I get is people saying, "Would you trade?" No, I don't want to trade a guitar for another guitar. I want bloody cash, please. So it might be that I might have to go to an actual guitar dealer, and then I'm going to lose an awful lot of money trading that way, because you only get a fraction of their value. For example, I was looking around, some of the guitars, and they're worth some price. Imagine you buy it at a certain price. When I checked on Reverb what they sold for second hand, it was well under half that original price. So for example, and this isn't actual figure, I'm just doing it for the maths. So saying it was £1,000, they'd sell for maybe £500 or £400. That's just, I'm just saying that's a figurative thing, so you can understand what the problem with the second-hand guitar market is. But again, if they're collectible ones, if they're like old vintage guitars, that's different. Again, the guitar market in America is completely different to the guitar market in the UK. There's more interest in the guitar market in the US than it is over here. So you can get nice guitars going cheap. It's tricky. Is there a timetable? I don't know. I don't know when they'll be released. From what I've heard, it could happen a long time. It's going to take a while, because they're dealing with lots of the contents of his house, and I don't know what's involved. I'm not dealing with it. That's up to you need to speak to the executor of his will, but she seemed to give the impression, because I did ask if there's a time frame, she just said no. She said no, because I asked that question, is there a time frame? Because again, if there was, if we could collect them now, or like in the next few weeks, the kids are off, on school holiday, so we could, drop them off at the grandparents, and we could take a van up, and actually move them ourselves, and that would be really useful. Mrs. can drive a van, and we'd make a little break out of it. But I don't know. I don't think this is happening anytime soon. So, how about editing local news or a guitar magazine? What local news? What? There's a local newspaper. Grant, you have no understanding of the current media landscape. Magazines are dead. It's all internet now. Come on, stop trying to get me a job. Don't you think I'm applying? I don't need your help, man. Bjorn says, Alan lived in the era, or would I be shipped? I don't know yet. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. We're only at the very first step of the process, so it's tricky. It's tricky. Again, there are many different ways of approaching it. The lady mentioned we could do like in blocks of so many, but that's going to cost me money. again, it's going to cost me to get these shipped. I mean, I'd prefer if we could go and get them, because it's just the cost of the van, but then you've got to package all the guitars up so they're not damaged, and I don't think they all have guitar cases. Again, once I get the inventory, I'll have a better idea of what is involved. It's a lot. This is what I've been thinking about the last few days, is how are we going to do this? How can this be done? Again, the other way is just to get a removal company in who will pack them safely and ship them, and that's going to cost money as well, and get that done. And then I'm going to have to, like I say, book a storage locker somewhere and have them put there, because I can't have them here because there is not the space. I have no space for these guitars, and that makes it difficult because there's no local storage lockers in where I live, so that it's going to have to be out, and and that's like, I don't know how much it'd be, 80 to 100 quid a month on storage lockers, which we can't afford that either. There's a cost of living crisis happening, so yeah, it's all a bit ba 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 goodbye. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Bonk. I knew that Andy Davison was a fake. Funny that. But thanks for doing that, Fasano. I knew he was a fake. I wanted to get rid of him earlier, but I was kind of telling my story. No, things are fine. I mean, I'm applying for work, but like I say, I applied to a local school twice for the same job. I applied, and they never got back to me. Not a rejection, because it's for what do you call it? Oh God, cover supervisor. Basically, when the teacher's not around, you sit in there, read a book, and tell the kids to shut up. I could do that. I've had lots of experience of telling kids to shut up. No, I'm joking. But it had a pathway to learn to get on teacher training. I'm really interested in doing that, but I can't afford to do teacher training because it costs money. You see. And I ain't got the money, and also it takes 2 references, and I ain't got 2 references. I've only got 1 referee, because, like I say, one of my referees have died, and the others I can't seem to raise. I can't seem to contact them. They have disappeared. So I was looking at trying to get in there so I could get on the teacher training course that came with it. But I didn't hear anything back the first time. They re-advertised the job. I applied again, different email address, just in case the first one went in the spam. I haven't heard anything back from that either. So you tell me. That's without all the non-local jobs that I go for. I just don't hear. I do not hear anything back. Yeah, sure. I should just go work as a cleaner, shouldn't I? That would do just great. Just think, I worked hard for a degree to get on my hands and knees and clear up other people's shit. Yeah, I'll do that, shall I? Sorry, I'm far too fucking proud for that. Sam says, how many guitars are there? Sounds like loads. There are loads. I'm not telling you how many. Russell says, was that a fake Andy then? Was it created? I don't know, Russell. You tell me. You tell me, mate. Oh dear. Keep an eye on Russell, eh? All eyes on Russell. Oh dear. Oh. Doobie doo doo. So yeah, it's something to deal with. It's something that's going to be on my mind until it's resolved, and even then, when it's resolved, I'm still going to have to deal with the logistical issue that goes with it. Because it is a bit of a massive thing, isn't it? Never catch her. Oh, that's a shame. Bye! See, I knew it wasn't you, because I know when the real Russell logged on, so... And it ain't you. Oh dear. Nice try though. Grant says, your coffee time is a fun morning show over in Canada. Beats a lot of the morning crap. Well, it's meant to be fun. Meant to be fun, Grant. That's the whole thing. It's just a little bit of fun with the look at the news. Again, before I used to be a bit more... It used to be a bit more general and me talking about things that were on my mind. And now I do it more for the missus. I do it to make her laugh because she insists I do it so she can watch it when she has a sandwich at lunchtime. So I only do it for her really. I'm narrowcasting to one person, and that suits me fine. I'd like more people to watch it, but again, YouTube doesn't like news programs. It doesn't like what I do anyway, so I think it's because of all the fake accounts that constantly thumbs down my videos, you know, because, you know, that encourages me as well, doesn't it? Can't stop, man. Jason says, I want to work for a little cleaner for the council. They're always sitting outside Greg's eating pasties where I live. Yeah, it's a good job, that. I want to work for Thames Water because whenever they're digging a hole, there's a guy standing there scratching his balls. I want to be that man. Funny that. Have you noticed whenever there's any road works done, it always takes 5 of them. There's one of them to dig the hole and the other 4 to stand around scratching their balls. Funny that, isn't it? I'm sure it's because of unionisation. I think it's actually in the union guidebook that you have to be scratching your balls, 4 men scratching the balls at all times. Funny that. I keep meaning to take a picture, but you know. Yeah. But anyway, should be good. Should be good fun. Sam says, any new album releases you're looking forward to? No, I'm not. Music's boring. Music's so dull, isn't it? It's so boring. Was it another fucking K-Scope album coming out? Another Inside Out Records? Another Steve Hackett live album, perhaps? Who knows? Now, I'm done with music. Again, all the music I like, you're not going to want to watch me do reviews of, you know? So, it's, you know, I mean, I've got a few things. What did I get the other day? Oh God, I've got some records down there. I'm looking at. I'll show you. Why don't I do a show and tell? Why don't I? I will. You see, while you saddos are listening to progressive rock, I'm listening to Oliver Tree, which is Cowboy Tears album, finally came out on vinyl. This was released in February originally, but it took to July for the vinyl to come out, you know, and it's great. It's a really good little pop album. There he is. There's Oliver Tree. He's one of my favourite performers at the moment, and there you go. Cowboy Tears, man. Cowboy Tears. Who wants to guess the colour of the vinyl? Anyone? It's yellow. It's yellow. So that's what I'm listening to. None of you are listening to Oliver Tree, and you wouldn't want to hear me talking about it, because that would be sad. And again, the other record I got there was the Go Team's second record, which was a record store release, but I got it in the South for a tenner, which I was really pleased with. And you're not going to be interested in listening to me talking about the Go Team, are you? Because I listen to all sorts of music, not just the boring shit that you listen to. So that's why I've got to do coffee time, because no one would be interested in my music reviews. They're not. No one is. Kitten says, do I have a release I'm working on? Yes, I have a number of things. And the hand has been an hindrance. Yeah, I'm doing a couple of things, which I described earlier. I'm doing a thing at the moment called Fragments, which is about at the 25-minute mark, I believe. Which is lots of bits of things stuck together. I'll finish it one day. And like I said, I've done some bits for Americana 2, Whatever Happened to Eddie Pilgrim. There's an ambient thing I've been working on for about 20 years called A History of Bleeping and Droning. Again, all the ambient shit I do, I just put into another folder. Just one day I'll bring it out. And then there's a folder full of stuff called New Album, which there's about 3 tracks in there, which could be a singy song album. Those songs are a bit more singy songy, so yeah, there's always stuff. But yeah, the finger's been putting me off because it actually hurts me to bend it, and it hurts me to bend that finger as well. So you know, it's hard to play. So I've been playing a bit more keyboard actually. I did some piano pieces, really bad piano pieces, but piano pieces nonetheless. But you know, I can play through. I've just got to kind of warm up. But it is off-putting, and I don't want to. It just doesn't make me want to play. You know, you think, oh, you know, it's painful. That's why I bought the Mustang bass, because it's slightly smaller, a bit easier to handle. But it's just a thing. You know, I'm falling apart. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the diabetes or if it really is like a rheumatism thing. It's just getting old, isn't it? Just getting old. Just getting old. Right. Where are we? Alex says, on a different note, was in a record shop in Liverpool, and a guy saw me looking at the prog records, and he said, they're really good. So I said, I've never heard of any of them. The band Can, any good? No, go for Noi instead. I don't get Can. People really rave about them, but they're a little bit too, I know, a bit too much of a jam band for my liking. Grant says, lots and lots of concerts getting cancelled, even if the guitar tech gets COVID. Well, because COVID's a thing, you know. Bjorn says, on a random note, thanks for recommending a Microline stylus. It has made a huge difference to my turntable. It is revolutionary. I took a punt on it because boring music stuff chat. Audio Technica, their newest range of cartridges is really good because you can take the stylus off and just replace the stylus with a different kind of stylus. In the old days, you'd need a whole new cartridge. They kind of revolutionised it by making the cartridge compatible with different kinds of styluses, right? So, God, it must have been 2 years ago now. This Microline one, the Audio Technica Microline stylus, was on Amazon, but they allowed you to pay for it in instalments, because they do that. You can pay it with five payments, and which is it's expensive. So I was paying off, like, I don't know, 20 quid a month or whatever it was. Yeah, it sounds about right. For this stylus, but boy, did it make a difference. It really opens up the sound, and I swear by it. I'd never go back. Microline for the future. T-Dog says, I'm not finding this final run of BCS all that compelling. Hope the last few episodes ramp things up a bit. Do you know why? Because you like Nacho, and you liked Howard, and you like Kim, and when you take those elements away, it's not that show, and that's why it's called Breaking Bad now. Again, last week's pacing of episode was just, the Gene stuff is interesting, but I find it a little bit, really, I just want to get to the end now. I don't like Gene anymore, or Saul, or Larry, or whatever his name is, because he's evil. He's evil, Marge. They'd even rob a cancer guy. It's obvious that the cancer fella has either died because the barbiturates have affected his chemo meds, or whatever he was on, or he threw up and is compos mentis when Gene breaks in and maybe shoots Gene. Imagine that if you pulled a gun. Can you pull guns in Omaha? I don't know. I'm not an American. But things don't go the way you plan them sometimes. Jason says, I've just found out called DC Gore. Best way to describe them is pulp lyrics mixed with the Pet Shop Boys. Okay. I don't know. Is it worth me checking those guys out? I don't know. I found an all-female band called Warpaint. I'm really into female bands at the moment, so and they're quite interesting. They've been around for quite a while, but there was a From the Basement session of theirs, which I recommend you go and watch. There's some nice guitar and harmony stuff going on with that, which I find interesting. Alex said, I ended up buying Peter Gabriel's third album for 16 quid. Is that a new one? Is that a new album? Wasn't used, was it? Fasano says, Gabriel is making us wait a little bit longer for the new record. Michael says, check out Cam Bass's Holger Zucchi's solo work. Oh yeah, I know that. I know some of his stuff. Again, there's the stuff he did with Sylvian as well. Fasano says, how about the review of the Oliver Tree record? You wouldn't want me to do that. You wouldn't. No one wants me to do that, would they? Not really. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I still got that other CD to listen to. Again, I keep buying music and not listening to it, which is a problem. I don't know. What am I like? What am I like? I'm terrible. I'm a terrible man. Mind you, got season 4 of Atlanta coming on. I'm looking forward to that. It's the final one. That's a good one. I enjoy that. Does anyone watch Atlanta? No? Okay, just me then. I really enjoy it. Do, 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 do. Mind you, there's another documentary about, was it Woodstock 99? Because there was one, I never saw it. I think it was on HBO or something like that? One of those American channels. I never showed it over here. I was hoping it'd be on Amazon, but they never did. But I don't know if you remember Woodstock 99. It's when it all went a bit feral, and they set everything on fire. It wasn't very good. But apparently there's a new documentary coming out. I think it was all Limp Bizkit's fault or something. That sounds about right. Who remembers Limp Bizkit? Grant says, last time I listened to Wind and Weather on cassette on Sunday, I listened to the CD. It was like 2 different albums. I'm sure Tony Banks had more than a hand in remastering. Yeah, he was sitting next to what's his name? Alan Davis. Is that right? Is that? I'm thinking of the comedian Alan Davies. Alan Davies. Davies. Alan Davies. Davies. Tim. No, that's not Tim. Tim. Alan. Davies. Mark. No. Fred. Yeah, he was there. Again, the whole band. You got to remember those remixes and that they did. The whole band approved them. What other series of remixes where the whole band approves them? Go on, tell me. You can't. You can't. That's the thing. You can't, because a lot of these remixes and remasterings and whatever they do is done without the band's knowledge, and because they don't have any ownership over it. And it's very rare for a whole series of albums to actually be remixed by committee. That's why it took so long. As Peter Gabriel kept saying, can you make the vocals a bit louder, please? There you go. The Harpsichord CD, that one, and the Arthur Jeffs CD I haven't listened to yet. Fasano says, I will give the Oliver Tree record a listen. You won't like it. You won't like it. He did a great version of Karma Police, by the Radiohead. This was years ago, right? This was years ago. He wasn't called Oliver Tree then. Let's see if I can find it. And it was so good. It was so good that even Tom York said, I like this. Because that's how Tom York speaks. He goes, I like this. This has got 2 million views, right? And this was released August 2013, so 9 years ago, right? But this is Oliver Tree in another form, right? Where he covers Karma Police by Radiohead. And there you go. Alex says, Limp Bizkit, one of the worst bands in history. All I want to know is rolling, 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 rawhide. Rolling, 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 rawhide. I think that's how it goes. Grant says, Red Hot Chili Peppers were naked at that Woodstock. Oh, they was always doing that. They was always putting their socks on their thingies, weren't they? Oh, Jason says something a bit rude. No, it's alright, we can have that one. We can have that one. Oh, Jason. We can have that one. You haven't blocked him, have you? I think he's not in a time. Oh, I don't know what. Sorry, Jason. Jason says Macy Gray had a phase of playing live naked. She's a big girl. She's got a good voice too. The keyboard player with the Dandy Warhols used to play topless a lot, if I remember. Who remembers the Dandy Warhols? 'Cause I'm like you, wanna be like you, 'cause I'm bohemian like you, something like that. So let's have a look at Macy Gray. Am I going to regret searching for this? Am I going to regret this? Oh, live. Oh, I don't know if I should be looking at these pictures. Let's have a look. Oh no, she seems to be wearing clothes. I must be looking at the wrong pictures. I don't know, she's using a chair. It's a chair to cover her modesty. But good for her, I guess. I was a bit disappointed then. This is the depths of our conversation. I don't think Alan would approve. Bjorn says Red Hot Chili Peppers wore light bulbs on their head at Woodstock '94. Yeah, but when in the early days, it was the Abbey Road EP. They wore socks on their junk. Who remembers that? Jason apologises. It's all right, Jason. It's okay. I don't have a problem with that. For someone says, don't know about Jason. Jason is he's actually a member. He pays me money for Sano, so hold fire on Jason, unless he's a naughty Jason. But he does give me money, and anyone who gives me money is good. All right. That makes me sound so shallow, because I am. Remember, folks, we've only got 12 likes, and there are 31 people watching, 32 people watching. That means there's 20 of you who don't like this. And that's sad. That's sad on you, not me, because I know what I'm doing. God, do you hear my wrist crack then? God, really cracked then. Falling apart. That's sad on you. Because why are you here if you don't like it? Are you masochists? 31. I scared one of them off. Grant says, I think that 9 Inch Nails were bathed in mud. There was a lot of mud. And then I think the mud caught on fire, and it got a bit crazy, you know. Because yeah. So anyway, there's a documentary about that. If you're interested, Alex says, what soundtracks do you like? I got Ennio Morricone for £2. Also like Blade Runner, Trainspotting. Got Lust for Life. Got Lust for Life. I like Passengers, original soundtrack. That's a good soundtrack album. Michael Brook, anything Michael Brook, you know, Into the Wild. That's a really good soundtrack. But nothing you'd ever hear of. Oh dear. How long we got left? Oh God, it's dragging on, isn't it? It's dragging on a bit without all those fake accounts. It really drags, doesn't it, without all those fake people? Oh dear. Oh, maybe we should start seeing other people. Maybe we should introduce new people into this relationship to make it more interesting. Oh dear. Do you watch Soft White Underbelly? Go and watch it. It's a great YouTube channel. It truly is. Mark Lighter. He makes these little black and white. He takes these black and white photographs, but he does these little documentaries about people he comes across, and they come from all walks of life. He started mainly documenting Skid Row in LA, but sometimes he extends out to odd people. And wait a minute, there was a message. Grant says some of the live chats, the hosts, depending on their mood, can be quite terrible. Well, I'm in a good mood. But yeah, go and check out Soft White Underbelly, because he talks to some really interesting people. And the other day, right, I watched it with the missus. It was this couple, and it was a cuckold couple, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but we learned. Me and the missus, we watched aghast as we was educated in the way of the cuckold. And I said to Mrs., you get that idea out your mind. She went, no, only you, Darren, only you, damn straight. I know where the bodies are buried. So yeah, we watched it, and it was like really odd, because I don't know if you know this. Do you know what a cuckold is? Cuckold is where a man, I'll get close, just in case the algorithm picks up. It's where a man likes to watch his lady have relations with other men. So, that's a bit weird. All my pics are on the floor now. Oh God, they're everywhere. So he was watching it, and he's like, "Oh, this is weird." And but then she said, "Well, actually, I only like black men." Like, oh. And she had a tattoo on her chest, Queen of Clubs, and apparently that was a symbol that she was available. So if she was getting some bacon at the butcher's, and a man, saw her and saw that, he knows him with a chance. This is a whole new world. This is like, wow. So if you see that tattoo, it's like, wow. So we go, oh, this is interesting. And yeah, well, it turns out this guy had a motorbike accident. He was paralysed from the waist down for a bit, and he learned to walk again. And it was during this period that they began this journey of sexual exploration, because he couldn't function, I believe. That's what I got from it. But then now he doesn't do anything. She won't let him get near her. He's allowed to sit and watch. Oh. And this happens like 2-3 times a week. You're like, blimey, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then she goes, and it's 2 men at a time, and you're adding it up in your head. You're going, how many? She's going to run out of men one day. She's going to run out of men. It's different men. And then it's unprotected as well, because they want to have a baby, and he doesn't seem to be doing it. Well, he can't, because she won't let him near her. So she's hoping that she'll get in the pudding club by one of these men. And me and the missus are looking at her, going, what world is this? What world are we watching here? And we're watching this, and it's like, wow, this is something else. Only in America. And then the kicker comes. You're going, where's this going? Because she won't let him have sex with any other women. He's allowed to sit and watch. But then he reveals sometimes he pleasures the men. So what? He's allowed to play with the men. So what is this? And that's what me and the missus watch on YouTube. It's called Soft White Underbelly. It's not all about that. Sometimes it can be some very interesting stories about people's lives, and that's what I watch it for. But this one was like, okay. But yeah, go check it out. Soft White Underbelly. He documents all kinds of people. Fascinating. And there's another guy, was it Peter Santinelli? That sounds about right, who does kind of travelogue things as well. in America, and that's quite interesting. But yeah, we just sat there afterwards like, so he's allowed to play with the men? Yep, he's allowed to play with the men. So he's gay then? He says he isn't. But no, if he's playing with the men and he doesn't fuck his wife, then that makes him gay, doesn't it? Does that make him gay? He's like, well, he says he isn't. So he plays with the men, so he must be gay then. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So seen that name before, sounds dirty. It is. Soft white underbelly. It is. No, it's again, that's referring to, again, like in crime novels, they'd say it's the soft white underbelly of the city. You know, it's a reference to the seedier parts of town. Again, this fellow helps. Again, he does a lot of charity work and helps the people. He pays them for their time, and does a lot of good work to help the people that he can help. Again, some people don't want help, but he also talks to all kinds of people now. He's kind of expanded, you know, what he does and goes to different areas and just interviews interesting people. There's a really good one about a professional hacker I'd seen before, and he tells his life story about, you know, how he got into hacking and and ended up working, you know, getting a really good job out of it because he went to prison for it, and then, you know, they need his talents and he can hack anything. It's just, again, talks to some very interesting people. It's not all sordid stuff. There's some sordid stuff, but there's also some interesting people in it as well. I just like people's stories. I like hearing people talking about themselves. I find that's why I'm here. That's why we do this. I find people's stories quite interesting. Again, that's the writer in me, because you hear stories, and I like to tell stories, and that's a good thing. Me and my missus watch it sometimes, so that's good. Yeah, I'd give you the link in case. Oh, I've got to find it. Yes, Jason, they did. Yes, he did. I didn't agree with that one. There was one. Sorry, I'll read it out. Jason says, "Did Soft White Underbelly do a documentary on the Deep South inbred hillbillies? If so, it was pretty sad to watch." He did, and that one I didn't agree with, because these people were, well, again, from I don't know if it was Tennessee, like the Tennessee Valley Basin, you know, around there. They said they might have been inbred. Again, they don't really know, because they was unsure about their parentage and everything. But some of them were very mentally infirm, and they were old as well, and it bordered on exploitation. I didn't like that one. It was a very hard watch. But yeah, it was that fella. He does talk to all different kinds of people. He does some great stuff though, and I just like hearing the stories. But that one I thought was just a little bit too far, a little bit too far. There's another channel I enjoy called Special Books for Special Kids, and that chap does some great work. He goes around talking to children with disabilities, and not just children, like teenagers, even some adults, and talks to them, and you get to learn about their lives and how they're dealing with their disability. And that one I really enjoy. Again, that's good content, not the trash I do, but yeah, so there's some channel recommendations there for you. See, I don't sit watching stupid music reviews, because that's boring, because none of them review Oliver Tree. You know what I should have done? I should have got the reissue of Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick that came out this week, which had the newspaper, you know, and I should have done a comparison, shouldn't I? And I could have got, 6,000 views, couldn't I? Like some other sad people have done. But I'm not that fucking sad. I'm here talking to you. That is ridiculous. $44.99 I've seen it advertised for. American Amazon, 20 quid. Excuse me? For that kind of money, I expect Ian Anderson to come round and tickle me with his flute. Bone flute. Shocking. Have we had fun? Are we having fun? And half quiet without the loons, isn't it? Oh dear, what will the loons do now? Anyway, are we good? I think we'll end it there. if you're tired, are you tired? Are you tired of me? Remember, we've only got 14 likes, 27 viewers. Come on, you can do better than that. I imagine there's a lot of thumbs downs, because there always is. Like I care. I don't. So thumbs down, do your worst. Do your worst. Make the videos, make the channels. Do your worst, because I don't care. I'm not looking. I'm not giving you attention. I'm talking to these good people. And making music and doing other things and being with my kids and having fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll stop it there because I think everyone's gone to sleep. I've managed to bore them rigid. And I will be back in the morning for coffee time. Oh, I've got some good stories. You better pop by. Good stories on coffee time. You'd be crazy to miss it. Give those videos some love, eh? Let the loons in. No, I'm not going to let the loons in. We're having a nice civilised chat. Look, I'm sure they've got accounts that they can revive from the dead, because this person has hundreds and hundreds of accounts that they use, because that's what they do. And they don't just do it to me, they do it to other people, because those accounts that I've blocked, the names change. They change the names because they obviously harass other people because they're deranged. You know, and that's what they've got in their lives. And that's great. Fantastic, you know. Oh boy. But we can always make this just a members only chat. We can do that. We can make it a private chat. We can do that. There are many ways to go forward. Or we could just keep it like this and make it hard for them to leave their messages. But again, I want to thank Fasano for being the iron fist of moderation. I like it. I like it. When in doubt, kick 'em out. That's the motto we've got. Have that in Latin, please. And we'll do this all again next time. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it's been fun. If it hasn't, there'll be another one along in a minute. And yeah, thanks to Alan, wherever you are, for being so generous. And yeah, it certainly makes you think. My name's been Darren Locke. This has been, I don't know, what is this? What is this? Is this a live stream? I don't know. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? I do not know. And yeah, remember folks, if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. Ta-da.